Good morning everyone. Today in this session, that is third session, I am discussing regarding the ammonia. Generally, ammonia source is the soil as well as it is present in small amount in the air. Let us see some of the preparations of ammonia here. Preparations of ammonia. How we prepare ammonia in the lab? In small amount. Preparation of ammonia. First method of preparation of ammonia is using the nitrogenous organic matter. If we say take nitrogenous organic matter, example is urea. Urea formula is NH2CO NH2. Urea undergoes decomposition to form ammonium carbonate. It will form ammonium carbonate. The obtained ammonium carbonate further decomposes to form ammonia. Along with ammonia gas, you get carbon dioxide as well as the water molecule. This is the first method of preparation of ammonia using the nitrogenous organic matter like urea. Second one, here we can prepare the ammonia using the ammonium salts. When ammonium salts react with some of the bases like NaOH, calcium hydroxide, we get ammonia. Let us say some of the salts like ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate when reacts with base like sodium hydroxide, it will form ammonia in the form of a gas, ammonia gas. Along with ammonia you get sodium sulfate, that is Na2SO4 and water molecule. Even we can take the salt of ammonia, that is ammonium chloride. When ammonium chloride reacts with calcium hydroxide CaOH twice. CaOH twice, it is also known as slaked lime. Here it will form CaCl2, that is calcium chloride. Along with ammonia you get calcium chloride and a water molecule. These are the two methods of preparation of ammonia. In the large scale, we can prepare ammonia by Haber's process. Manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. Manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. Manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. Here in the exam you get this for 3 or 4 marks question. They ask in the exam regarding the draw the flow chart, or they may give you even they may ask you the reaction as well as the conditions also. Here in the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process, the nitrogen gas directly combines with hydrogen gas to form ammonia gas. The enthalpy of formation required is delta HF. Delta H is enthalpy of means formation of ammonia is equal to minus 46.1 kilojoule per mole. Here in Haber's process, nitrogen directly combines with hydrogen to form ammonia. The enthalpy of formation of ammonia is 46.1 kilojoule per mole. So, what type of reaction it is? It is a reversible reaction. It is a reversible reaction, and here delta HF is minus 46.1 kilojoule per mole. Minus indicates it is exothermic reactions, and here the reaction proceeds with decrease in volume. The reaction proceeds with decrease in volume. To get the required product, that is ammonia, here we have to maintain the two conditions. The two conditions are known as the Le Chatelier's conditions. The two conditions here we have to maintain here, the Le Chatelier's conditions, based on the name of a scientist, Le Chatelier's conditions. Here we have to maintain Le Chatelier's condition. First Le Chatelier condition is at low temperature of 700 Kelvin, and we have to maintain second one is high pressure of 200 atmospheres. We can write this one 200 atmosphere in terms of pascals. How we can write this one? That is nothing but 200 into 10 power 5 pascals. I can write it as simply as 20 into 10 power 6, that is 10 power 6 means megapascals. You can write in any form, either atmosphere, pascals or megapascals. Manufacture ammonia by Haber's process. Nitrogen directly reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. The enthalpy of formation of ammonia is minus 46.1 kilojoule per mole. Here, what type of reaction it is? It is a reversible reaction, and here the forward reaction tend towards with a decrease in volume. Minus itself indicates it is a exothermic reaction. To get the required product, that is to get the required ammonia, we have to maintain the two conditions. Two conditions are the Le Chatelier's conditions. First one is at low temperature of 700 Kelvin and at high pressure of 200 atmosphere or 200 into 10 power 5 pascals or 20 megapascals. This is the condition we have to maintain here. Here the catalyst used to increase the rate of a reaction is iron oxide is used as a catalyst. Along with iron oxide we use here Al2O3 and K2O, that is aluminum oxide and potassium oxide is used here. What is the role of this aluminum oxide and potassium oxide? Means it helps to attain the equilibrium. Let us see the flow chart of this one. The dry nitrogen and hydrogen gas, they are passed into the compressor. In the compressor, the pressure maintained is 20 megapascals. These nitrogen and hydrogen gas, they are compressed in the compressor. The compressed gas passes into a chamber. Here, this chamber, the temperature maintained is 700 Kelvin and a catalyst is iron oxide. Along with iron oxide, Al2O3 and K2O is also present. The nitrogen directly combines with hydrogen to form ammonia. In presence of iron oxide as a catalyst, here the nitrogen and hydrogen, it combines and forms as a ammonia gas. The ammonia gas comes out of this chamber. Here the gas are cooled, they are condensed using a condenser. The ammonia gases are condensed, gets collected in the form of a liquid. You get in the receiver is the required liquid ammonia. In this way we can manufacture the liquid ammonia by Haber's process. While passing here, you can see some of the gases like are unreacted, some of the unreacted nitrogen and hydrogen gas, they escape out, and here these nitrogen and hydrogen which are unreacted, they are back pumped into the compressor. In this way the process continues until all the nitrogen and hydrogen gas reacts to form the liquid ammonia. Here the obtained liquid ammonia, it is dried here. How to dry this liquid ammonia? The liquid ammonia is dried by using quicklime, that is calcium oxide. Liquid ammonia is dried and we get liquid ammonia is dried to we get ammonia gas. Ammonia gas obtained by using calcium oxide. Here calcium oxide, it is also known as the quicklime. To dry this gas liquid ammonia, here can we use concentrated sulfuric acid? What happens here if concentrated sulfuric acid is used? Here the ammonia reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid and it will form as ammonium sulfate. So hence we cannot use concentrated sulfuric acid to dry ammonia gas. We cannot use P2O5, phosphorus pentoxide, because ammonia reacts with phosphorus pentoxide and it will form as a ammonium phosphate. Hence to dry the ammonia, here liquid ammonia, we use a calcium oxide, that is quicklime. This is the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. Here after manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process, we shall discuss regarding the properties here. Properties of ammonia. Properties of ammonia. Here in properties, here it includes the physical properties, of ammonia. First one, in physical properties of ammonia, first is ammonia, it is a pungent gas. Ammonia is a pungent gas. The freezing point of ammonia is 198 Kelvin and boiling point is 238 Kelvin. And ammonia, it is weakly basic in nature. It is weakly basic in nature. If you see the structure of ammonia, nitrogen, it is having a lone pair of electrons, right? The bond distance is 101.7 picometer and bond angle is 108 degree. Ammonia, it is having a pyramidal structure, trigonal pyramidal structure with nitrogen at the apex. Nitrogen, it is having 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair of electrons. It is having a bond distance of bond length of 101.7 picometer and a bond angle of 108 degree. This is about the ammonia. Next we shall study regarding the chemical properties. Next one is chemical properties of ammonia. In chemical properties, ammonia, it is highly soluble in water. Ammonia gas, it is highly soluble in water. It will form as NH4 plus and hydroxyl ion. The formation of ammonium ion with the hydroxyl ion indicates that ammonia is a weakly basic in nature. Ammonia also reacts with the concentrated sulfuric acid to form ammonium sulfate. Ammonia reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid to form ammonium sulfate. Generally, ammonia reacts with the concentrated HCl to form ammonium chloride. Here, ammonia in the aqueous form, that is ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide, it reacts with zinc sulfate. Ammonium hydroxide, it reacts with the aqueous zinc sulfate to form ammonium sulfate. Zinc hydroxide and ammonium sulfate. So the obtained zinc hydroxide, it is a white precipitate and it is in the form of a PPT. Ammonia also reacts with FeCl3 in the form of ammonium hydroxide to form Fe2O3 X molecules of water. Along with that, you get NH4Cl. The obtained Fe2O3 X moles of water, it is color is brown PPT. It is brown precipitate. Here, you know that on the nitrogen atom in the ammonia, there is a lone pair of electrons is present. On the nitrogen atom in the ammonia, there is a lone pair of electron is present here. Nitrogen donates its lone pair of electron, hence it acts as a Lewis base. Why we call ammonia as a Lewis base? Because the lone pair of electrons present on the nitrogen, they are available for donation, hence it acts as a Lewis base. Here this ammonia, it is used in the detection here, detection of some of the metals like copper as well as silver. The lone pair of electrons which is present on the nitrogen atom of the ammonia, they form a bond with the metals like copper as well as silver and they form a complex. In this way, it helps in the detection of some of the metals. Let us see here. If aqueous solution, it contains copper ions, ammonia reacts with copper ions here in aqueous solution. Ammonia reacts with copper ions. You know the color of copper is, it is blue in color. It reacts and it will form a complex of the type. The obtained complex, here its color is deep blue. The formation of a deep blue color complex indicates the presence of copper. This is one method. If silver ions are present here, Ag here silver, it reacts with chlorine and it will form Ag silver, AgCl, that is silver chloride. The obtained silver chloride, it reacts with ammonia and it will form a complex of the type AgNH3 twice Cl. AgCl, it is a white precipitate color and the obtained complex is colorless. From this complex, colorless complex, we come to know that the given compound in which the ion is, the metal ion is, the silver is present. This is about the chemical properties of ammonia. After the chemical properties of ammonia, last comes the Uses of ammonia, where the ammonia is used. Uses of ammonia. Ammonia generally it is used in the nitrogenous fertilizers. It is used in nitrogenous fertilizers like ammonium, sulfate, ammonium phosphate, and ammonium nitrate. First use. Second is it is used in the manufacture of nitric acid, and the third one is it is used as a refrigerant. It is used as a refrigerant. This is about the uses of ammonia. So we have studied the preparation of ammonia, manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process, its physical properties, its chemical properties, and the uses of ammonia. Next we will study regarding some of the oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of nitrogen. In oxides of nitrogen, here first is N2O. N2O, it is known as nitrous oxide. What is N2O known as? Nitrous oxide. The oxidation state of nitrogen in nitrous oxide is oxygen is -2 and nitrogen is +1. Second one is NO. NO is known as nitric oxide. NO is nitric oxide. Here oxygen is -2 and nitrogen is +2. Second one is NO. Third is the N2O3. Dinitrogen trioxide. Dinitrogen trioxide. If you see the nitrogen oxidation state is +3. Fourth one is NO2. NO2 is nothing but nitrogen dioxide. Here oxygen, you know that it will be -2 and here it is +4. It becomes +4. If I write here 4 and -2, it becomes 2 1s are 2 2s are. It becomes NO2. Oxidation state of nitrogen is +4. Fifth one N2O4, that is dinitrogen tetroxide. Dinitrogen tetroxide. Here oxygen is -2, nitrogen is +4. Last one comes here, the sixth one. Sixth one N2O5. N2O5 is dinitrogen pentoxide. The oxidation state of nitrogen is +5. These are some of the oxides of nitrogen. We study regarding these oxides of nitrogen, the resonance structures here. One by one we will study the resonance structure of these oxides of nitrogen using a Lewis concept. Using Lewis dot concept we will study here. First one oxide of nitrogen was N2O. N2O, it is known as nitrous oxide. N2O is nitrous oxide. You know that atomic number of nitrogen is 7. How we can write its electronic configuration? We can write its electronic configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. The outer shell is the second shell, inner is the first shell and outer is the second shell. Valence electron, outer shell valence electrons is how many? 3 plus 2, it is having 5 electrons in the nitrogen. Similarly, atomic number of oxygen is 8. If I write electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So here 4 plus 2, it is having how many electrons? 6 electrons in its valence shell. Nitrogen is having 5 electrons in its valence shell. Oxygen is having 6 electrons in its valence shell. N2O, how many elements are there? 2 elements, nitrogen and oxygen. How many nitrogens are there? 2. 2 into number of valence electrons of nitrogen is 5 plus how many oxygen is there? Only 1. 1 into number of valence electrons of oxygen is 6. Here 2 5s are 10 plus 6 1s are 6. 10 plus 6 is 16 electrons are there. Here total number of elements is 2 nitrogen and 1 oxygen. How many elements? Total are 3 elements. To complete octet structure, each element should require 8 electrons. So 3 elements into 8. 3 8s are 24. Here 24 electrons minus how much we get in valence shell? 16. 24 minus 16, you get 8. We get this, we have to divide it by 2 because to form a single one bond we require 2 electrons. 8 by 2, it becomes how many? 4. So here how many bonds are there here between nitrogen and oxygen? 4 bonds are present. Here you have to see this. First you get 16 electrons, whether it is even or odd. Here it is an even. If it is an even, it will satisfy the octet rule. We see the structure of N2O using the Lewis dot structure. Between the nitrogen and oxygen, how many possible bonds it is having? 4. I can write it as N-O. So first I will put 1 bond, single bond between these elements, then 2. So totally how many bonds are there? 4 bonds. Another way I can represent this one is N-O. Between the nitrogen and oxygen 1 bond, remaining 3 between the 2 nitrogen. Here 2 bonds means 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 electrons. Nitrogen, here still we have to write 4 electrons. Total it becomes 8 electrons. This nitrogen, it is having 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. 4 2s are 8. It has completed its octet. This oxygen, it is having 2 bonds. 2 bonds means 4 electrons. We have to represent still 4 electrons on the oxygen. If you count the number of electrons also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. How many electrons are there here? 16 electrons. Here 3 bonds means 3 2s are 6 electrons already are there. 6 plus 2, 8 electrons. This nitrogen, 4 bonds means it is 4 2s are 8. It has satisfied. Oxygen with only 1 bond. 1 bond means 2 electrons. We have to write 3 pairs. That is 6. 6 plus 2, it becomes 8. This is the resonance structure here of nitrous oxide using a Lewis dot structure. This is the first one, N2O. Second one, second is NO. NO is known as nitric oxide. NO is known as nitric oxide. Nitrogen valence electrons is having 5 and oxygen is having 6. 5 plus 6, it becomes total is 11 electrons. Here 11 electrons means what type of number it is? It is an odd number. This is a what number here? Odd number of electrons. NO is a odd molecule with odd number of electrons here. When a case comes with odd number of electrons here, octet rule it will not satisfy here. You can see here. 1 nitrogen and 1 oxygen. Total is 2 elements. Each require 8 electrons. So total becomes 16 electrons here. 2 8s are 16. 16 minus 11. 16 minus 11 it will be 5. 5 electrons. Can we divide this 5 by 2? In such cases we have to take it as n minus 1, that is 4, and we have to divide by 2, then we get 2 bonds. How many bonds here? We get 2 bonds. And where this 1 electron, here 1 electron remains on the element. If I write nitrogen and oxygen, how many bonds are there here? We get 2 bonds. 2 bonds means it has shared 4 electrons. So 2 bonds means 4 electrons. It has been already used. Total number of electrons is 11. I can write it as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can write it here. 10, 11. So here 1 electron remains on the oxygen. If you count, total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Total number of electrons is 11. Whether it has satisfied here octet? No. It does not satisfy here octet rule when it is having an odd number of electrons. Similarly, I can write another resonance structure here. Just we can write 1 electron on the nitrogen instead of oxygen. That odd electrons remains on the nitrogen. Just I represented 1 electron on the nitrogen. This is the resonance structure of nitric oxide. Third one comes here. Third is N2O3, that is dinitrogen trioxide. Here nitrogen, how many are there? 2 are there. 2 into 5 valence electrons plus 3 into 6 valence electrons here. 2 5s are 10 plus 3 6 are 8, in total it becomes 28. 3 plus 2, 5 elements are there, each require 8 electrons. Here if you see 28, it is an what type of number? It is a even number. 5 is it becomes a 40. 40 minus 28. 40 minus 28, you get it is the 12. Now we have to divide by 2, and how many bonds? Possible bonds is 6 possible bonds. N2O3. N2 means 2 nitrogen atoms, and how many oxygen atoms here possible here? There are, how many are there total? 3 oxygen atoms. Possible number of bonds is how many? It is 6 bonds here. Already there are 4 bonds are there. Still 2 we have to represent here. I will represent 1 bond above and another as the below. Since it is having even, it will satisfy the octet. Single bond oxygen means 2 electrons. 2 electrons means I should represent 3 pairs. If you see this nitrogen, it is having 4 bonds. 4 bonds means it has completed its octet. This nitrogen here, it is having 3 bonds. 3 bonds means 6 electrons. 7, 8. If you see this oxygen, 2 bonds means 4 electrons. Still I should represent 4 electrons. This oxygen is having 2 bonds means still we have to represent the 2 pairs of electrons here. This is the resonance structure of N2O3. Another way we can write, just we can shift this double bond on this oxygen atom here. Another way is I can shift just the double bond on this oxygen. Same, just I have to shift here double bond on this. Same here, 2 bonds means 2 pairs of electron have to represent still 2. 1 bond means 1 pair. Still it requires 6 electrons. This nitrogen, it is having 4 bonds already. This nitrogen, 3 bonds have to represent 1 pair of electrons. Oxygen, we have to represent still 2 pair of electrons. This is the resonance structure of N2O3. Next, fourth comes the NO2. NO2 is nitrogen dioxide. Fourth one is NO2. NO2 is nitrogen dioxide. Here on the nitrogen atom, here how many nitrogens are there? 1 and 2 oxygen atoms. 1 into 5 plus 2 into here 6 electrons are there on the oxygen. So it becomes 5 plus 2 6 12. Total it becomes 17 electrons. 17, it is a odd number here. It is a case of that it does not satisfy the octet rule. 1 nitrogen and 2 oxygen, total elements is 3. 3 is 24. 24 minus 70. 24 minus 17, you get 7. Can we divide it by 2? No, we have to take n minus 1, that is, we have to take 6, we have to divide by 2 and we get number of bonds is 3 bonds. Here nitrogen is there and how many oxygen atoms are there? 2 oxygen atoms. How many possible bonds are there? 3. I can write it is one side double bond this way and another is I can represent the double bond on this side. Whether it will satisfy the octet here? No, because it is having odd number of electrons. Total is 17 electrons, right? So here already oxygen, it is having 2 pairs. I can represent here still 2 and here 6. If you see here oxygen 4 electrons, 5 6 7 8 9 10, 10 plus 6 16. Total number of electron is 17. So 1 electron it remains on the nitrogen and odd electron remains on the nitrogen. Similarly here also 1 electron on the nitrogen, 1 bond it is there, means 2 electrons. Still you can accept 3 pairs, 2 bonds means 4 electrons. Still I can represent the 4 electrons. If you see here NO2, how it is? It is geometry is angular. Its geometry is angular. NO it is linear. N2O also it was linear. N2O3 it was planar, whereas NO2 it is an angular. Here next one is N2O4. N2O4 it is dinitrogen tetroxide. It is obtained by reacting 2 moles of NO2 combines to form N2O4. Here nitrogen dioxide, it is an odd molecule. Here it combines with another molecule to attain a stable dinitrogen tetroxide. Protein stable dinitrogen tetroxide, and this process is known as dimerization. N2O4, N2O4. Here nitrogen, it is having 2 nitrogen molecules. Here number of valence electrons in nitrogen is 5 and 4 oxygen molecules, number of valence electrons is 6. So 2 5s are 10, 4 6 are 24, total it becomes 34 here. Total number of molecules elements is 2 nitrogen and 4 oxygen. 6 elements require 8 electrons to complete octet structure. 6 8s are 48 electrons. If you see this one 34, it is an even number here. Hence it will satisfy the octet rule. 48 minus 34. Here it gives 14 divided by 2 is 7. Here number of bonds is, it requires 7 bonds here. If I write N2, 2 nitrogen atoms, N2O4, each nitrogen atom contains bonded with 2 oxygen atoms here. Total number of bonds formation is 7 bonds here. Already there are 5 bonds are there, still 2 we have to represent. I will represent at the bottom here. Total number of bonds is 7 here. Since it is having even number of electrons, it will satisfy the octet rule. 1 bond means 2 electrons, still I can represent here 6 electrons, 8. This nitrogen, it is having 4 bonds, it has satisfied the 8 electron. This nitrogen also, it is having 4 bonds, it has satisfied the 8 electrons. This oxygen is having only 1 bond, means we have to represent number of electrons is 6. It completes its octet here. These 2 bonds, still we have to represent 2 electrons, 8 electrons. Here also it is double bond, we have to represent the 8 electrons. This is about N2O4. We can write another is its resonance structure here. Just I will represent here 1 double bond above and another double bond below here in this way, right. So here 2 bonds are there, so I have to represent 2 pairs of electrons, total 8 electrons. 1 bond, still it requires 6 electrons. Here 2 bonds are there, I have to represent 2 pairs of electrons. 1 bond, single bond, still 6 electrons. So this is the resonance structure of N2O4. If you see its geometry here, it is having a planar geometry. The geometry of N2O4 is planar. Next comes here the N2O5. N2O5. N2O5 is dinitrogen pentoxide. N2O5 is dinitrogen pentoxide here. N2O5, it contains 2 nitrogen atoms and valence electrons of nitrogen is 5, and it contains 5 oxygen atoms, valence electron is 6, 2 5s are 10, 5 6 are 30. So total number of electrons, it becomes 40. 40, it is an even number here. How many elements are there? Total 5 plus 2 7. Each require 8 electrons to complete the octet structure. 7 8s are 56. 56 minus 40 gives 16. So we have to divide it by 2. We get 8. Number of bonds present is 8 bonds. We have to write the structure. Since we have written N2O4 there, just here 1 oxygen is extra. It will be present in between the 2 nitrogen atoms in this way. N2O5, right. So total number of bonds is 8 bonds here. Already we have represented 6 bonds and remaining 2 here. Another way I can represent this one is 2 nitrogen atoms. here and 4 oxygen atoms. We have to represent the bonds here, double bonds, one is below and another is the above. Here since it is having an 56 electrons, that is it is having an even number of electrons here, it satisfies the octet rule. Oxygen it is having 4 electrons, so still 4 it will have to represent. Here only one bond, 2 electrons, we have to represent 6 electrons to complete the octet, 8 total. So 4 electrons means still we have to represent 4 electrons here. This nitrogen 4 bonds are there already. 4 means it is having total is 8 electrons, completed octet. Here this nitrogen also is associated with 4 bonds means completed its octet structure. Here 2 bonds means here only one bond it is present. So 3 pairs of electrons. So total number it becomes 8. 2 bonds means 4 electrons. Still 4 we have to represent here. This oxygen already 2 bonds are there, 4 electrons. Here 6 electrons we have to represent, and this 2 bonds means 4 electrons we have to represent. This nitrogen it is associated 4 bonds. This also nitrogen associated 4 means total number of 8 electrons becomes 8 here. This is 2 bonds means 4 electrons. Only single bond means represent, we have to represent 6 electrons. So this is the structure of resonance structure of N2O5. So this resonance structure is based on the Lewis dot here, and its geometry is planar here. This is all about the oxides of nitrogen. So in the next session we will study regarding the nitric acid, reactions of nitric acid and uses of nitric acid.